Hi, and welcome back to Managing My Money with Rosa. So today is October 24th, 2001, and this is my fifth dividend update. So if you've been with me for a while, thanks. If you're new here, welcome. It's really great that you're here today. This is my journey in investing and growing my dividend portfolio. So I always start with a quick recap of the two ways in which you can receive dividends. And the first is cash deposited into your account. And the second way is called DRIP, Dividend Reinvestment Plan. And my very beginning stocks that I bought that paid me dividends, I didn't realize they paid dividends. I didn't even really know what that was. And it would deposit the cash directly into my account. And I had heard, oh, you can reinvest them. So I told my brokerage, hey, reinvest. But I still wasn't understanding it. And honestly, the stock that I had wasn't paying me a whole lot. And it was at 0.5% yield was all it was getting. So I really wasn't watching that stock grow as it began to do the drip process. So I didn't see a value in doing drip because it was such a small rate of return. So I honestly just had cash deposited into my account in the very beginning. Well, about a month ago, I decided to get very serious about dividends and wanting to have a passive income that would pay for itself. So I turned all of my investments that paid me dividends into DRIP. And since then, I continue to purchase and I continue to tell it every time that we're going to do the DRIP plan so that I can intentionally watch my portfolio grow. So currently, I have quarterly stocks and I have monthly stocks. And this week, yay, I have 18 passive income streams from all of these. So I'm rather aggressive when I purchase stocks. Right now, I am looking at financial growth right now instead of financial security. And I'd love to hear your comments down below in the box on where you would fall. But these 18, some I would consider a little bit more questionable than others, and some I am in just because these first three if you've been with me for a while, those first three are gold mining companies. And back in January, gold was hitting all-time highs. And my husband was, oh, we need to buy gold. Well, I don't know about you. I couldn't afford $1,900, $2,000 an ounce for gold. So instead, we bought into gold mining companies. And those are my first three. And I didn't realize at the time that those three paid dividends. They dropped money into my account every quarter, and I was like, $1 here, $1 there, 90 cents here. Nothing that was anything that I could really see growth-wise. And when I really decided that it was time to invest in dividend stocks, and I did some research to find out what was the yield on those, BTG, I was like, it was rough. Work with a 4% rate of return. Franco-Nevada was under 1%, and gold was roughly 1 point something percent. And it was, well, I have come to the realization that I'm not interested in buying any more of the three of those, but instead I'm going to begin the DRIP process and the DRIP method on those three and see what I can do to grow them size-wise. My husband and I agreed that when I bought those three, because originally I got into the stock market during the summer and was able to play bounces and learn how to do that couple summers ago. So that's what I've been doing is I've been playing bounces. So when my husband said we need to get into gold, I said fine. And then we had a conversation of at what point are we out? Because I play bounces and he knows that I play bounces. And he said, when they've earned 50%. Fine. Well, we're nowhere near 50%. As a matter of fact, my BTG, I think I'm in the red right now. Gold, I might be in the red right now. And Franco-Nevada, the only reason I am up in Franco-Nevada is because I got lucky and I was able to buy 1 week when it was really low. So out of these three, we're nowhere near earning that 50% in order for us to sell. So we're just going to hold them and continue to watch them grow by reinvesting in them. The rest of these, for most of them, give me a yield of 8% or more. And again, it's because right now I'm looking at income. I'm looking at bringing funds in, not long term, which is probably a bad thing. Love to hear your comments below. These three are like utilities, like AT&T, Fidelity, Utility Yield, and ExxonMobil. And the rest of the stuff over here, for the most part, is one of two types of incomes. It is either a lender, a bank that lends money to others, or it is a real estate investment company. So just trying, again, a little more aggressive than I probably should. I've got a spreadsheet that tells me how much of each that I need. The goal is to be able to own enough of each company that I can earn 1 share every time it gives me a dividend. So I only have one of those over here right now, and that's ORC and Orchard Real. I can't remember what it is, so I'm just going to be quiet. ORC, I do own enough. I think I have like 100 shares of it, 100 something shares of it. So every time it gives me a dividend, I earn 1 more share. And BTG is the only other one that I earn approximately 1 share. BTG prices actually have recently gone up. And because of that, when the next quarter comes, I don't think I'm going to be able to earn 1 share because it's a foreign company. I now have to pay foreign taxes. So it's not as much as I thought it was going to be, but I'm not going to buy any more BTG either. So those are the only 2 right now that have met my goals. The rest of them, I'm working on owning enough that every time I get a dividend, it begins to purchase me 1 full stock. So if you haven't already, I'd love if you push the subscribe button. If you have pushed the subscribe button, thanks. I appreciate it. And then that you're back, thank you so much. If you would like to know when my next video is going to post, please hit the bell for notifications. And if you haven't already, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up and a comment down in the box on any stocks that you have been looking at or you are interested in, or any questions that you have through today's video. So earnings this week, I was excited. The first 2 weeks of October, I have received 0 dividends. Part of those 18 stocks that I have are about figuring out how to get paid every week in the future. So I was really excited because I was expecting a dividend on October 21st, and then I didn't get it. What do you mean I didn't get it? I didn't earn my dividend. So I use Track Your Dividends as one of my many places that I like to watch and be able to manipulate what's going on with my dividend stocks. I like that it can show me exactly what day everything's coming in. It maps out how much I should be getting every month. I'll show it to you in a little bit. But I really like that. And it told me that I was supposed to receive a dividend on October 21st. I'm expecting to earn a dividend. I've talked all month about that was going to be my first dividend. You know what? I didn't earn it. Are you kidding me? Why didn't I earn my dividend? So I did some research and I did some looking. And if you're new to dividend stocks like I am, then you may be unaware about what an ex-dividend date or an ex-date is. If you are a veteran in dividends, then you already know, Rosa, did you check your ex-dividend date? And the answer is no, I didn't. Why? Because I didn't know what it was. So let's figure out what it is and why I didn't get any dividend payments this week. So the ex-date is the day before you must own a stock in order to receive dividends on the next dividend distribution date. Huh? All right, so we're going to break this down. I was expecting dividends on PSEC. PSEC is who I felt very let down by this week. PSEC is a business that pays you once a month, so it is one of my monthly stocks. So this was supposed to be the first of my receiving dividend payments from this company. And I was excited because, again, I've been broke all month. I have gotten 0 dividends to date. The PSEC was supposed to be my first one until I learned about the Ex-Dividend Date. So let's dive a little bit deeper into my trouble with PSEC this month. So this is a screenshot from Yahoo. I like to use Yahoo as one of my places to look up information about stocks. I've got a couple, but this one, I like the snapshot that you can get of it real quick. So I know, and the snapshot is actually from today. I took it earlier this morning. So as of Friday, October 22nd, when the market closed, it closed at $8.38. It talks about its open, its previous close, the current bid, the current ask, the day's range, all this great stuff. And then way over here, it talks about my ex-dividend date. And my ex-dividend date is September 27th of 2001. Okay, well, that means that if the ex-dividend date is September 27th and I have to buy it the day before in order to receive dividends, I need to own that stock by September the 26th. If I own it on the 27th, I do not get dividends because according to the X date, it has to be the day before that date. Okay, so I open my brokerage, and I like my brokerage because I can select my stock and then it does a drop-down menu. And I just selected my PSEC and I dropped down, and guess what? I had to have it, or I bought it on the 30th. On the 30th. Okay. I was 4 days too late. From the very beginning, I was never going to get October's dividends because I wasn't in by the dividend date. Okay. My fault. That won't happen again. Okay, it probably will, but I'll do a little bit more looking before I get excited that I'm going to get a dividend. Because, yeah, I did not receive a dividend this month from PSEC. Good news, I definitely will be able to earn my dividend next month, but this month, nope. And it's not like I'm getting a whole lot. I think it's like a whole 12 cents per share, and I only own 2 of them. So it's a little sad, but I get it. But I'm still sad because I still have $0 in dividends this month. 0. So instead, I did some purchasing this week. I don't have a lot of money in to do purchasing. I got paid, so that meant that I was able to put in $20, and then I spent that. That was last week. And then this week, when we got a child tax credit, and a portion of that I put into reinvesting. So I had $25 in there. And this week, the goal was to purchase 1 share of AARC, 2 shares of Maine, and 10 shares of OXSQ. So I already own 1 of the Aries company. I own 0 of the Maine, and I already own like 35 shares of OXSQ. I'm trying to build this one up. So none of that happened this week. Why did none of that happen this week? Well, to start with, right now I am really busy at work, and when I want to be able to buy stocks, I like to be able to look at them, look at what's going on for the day. There's a little bit more for me than just saying it. AARC, I have an endpoint that I want to get in at. I did not have a standing order to get in when it hit that price, so I missed AARC at the price that I want to get in at. Maine, I didn't realize Maine was as expensive as it was. It's over $40 a share, and I don't have $40 in my account to purchase right now. And I know that doesn't sound like a lot, Rosa, it's just $40. Yes, but when you are putting in a little bit here and a little bit there into your brokerage, I don't have $40 to spend on a share of Maine, so Maine was not going to happen this week. OXSQ has been on a roller coaster this week. So Monday, it dropped down to 405. Monday, I did not have time to look at anything. By Thursday, it was up to almost $4.20. That's a big swing for me. And if I can't sit and pay attention to that swing, I refuse to get in on it. So OXSQ has just sat on the sideline and not done anything. Part of it was I didn't have the funds to purchase what I wanted. Maine. ARC or AARC, I didn't have a standing order in. So when it met what I wanted price-wise, I couldn't buy because I wasn't there. And OXSQ, the swing was just too much this week. And when I don't have time to be able to sit and pay attention to it, I can't get into it. I refuse. So instead this week, I actually bought another Aries company. AARC is an Aries company. I bought into Acre this week. Acre, it says that I bought it Friday, and then I bought it, it won't settle until the 26th, but my official date of getting in is the 22nd. Acre was actually, I tried to buy it at the low, something was going on, I couldn't get in. It was about $1.70 something. When I came back a little bit later, it was at $1.90 something. I was able to get in, or not $1, it was at $15.90 something, and was able to finally get in at $15.83. And then as the day progressed, it dropped again. It closed at like $1.79 because I'm 4 cents down. It closed at $15.79, and I'm okay with that. I know that this is going to be long run a good buy. So this week, goals to purchase. AARC, 1 more share, Acre, 1 more share, Maine, 2 shares, and OXSQ, 10 shares. Now, I know this goal will not be met. Why? Because financially, the money. So I actually get a mileage check from work. Yay! And then my daughter, I pay a bill, and then she pays me back, and I've gotten that money. So between those two things, I'm able to put approximately $100 into our brokerage. So this week, the goal is to purchase hopefully my 2 shares of Maine, or at least 1 more share of Maine, because I have 0 right now. Maine pays monthly, which is why I really want to get into Maine, because monthly, it's a really good rate of return. So I really want to get into that. And then I'd like to build up my OXSQ. So this week is supposed to slow down some for work, so I can have time to sit and watch a little bit more these 2 things. So that's the goal, but with $100, this is 40 something a share. That right there is $80 spent. Acre is another 15, that's $95. AARC is just over 21. That's, I think we left off at 95, 96, 116. And then OXSQ is at $4 a share. It's over $4 a share actually. So that's another $40. So that's already more money than what I'm going to have in my account to purchase. But you know what? That's okay. I've got my goal. This is going to continue to be my goal for a little while until I can purchase all of it. So I'm all right that I know I can't purchase all of it, but I do at least have some funds that I can begin to knock some of this off of my list. So currently, my dividend payments for the month of October, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Kind of makes me sad. This is a snapshot of everything I've gotten for the year. This first line, I didn't talk about it this time. I actually had 1 Apple stock. It was expensive. It was like $115, I think, when I bought it. It was expensive. I didn't have a lot of money. I still don't have a lot of money, but that was expensive. And when I really got serious in the month of September about purchasing dividend stocks, and I realized it was only paying me 0.5%, it had to go. So I sold it and reinvested it in other things. I think I got like 125 for it, 120, 125 for it. I didn't get a whole lot from my 1 Apple stock, but you know what? I don't care. I'm done with it. Because remember, I'm trying to be aggressive, and 0.5% is not aggressive. I can get that in a high interest savings account. 0.5% wasn't working for me. So instead, I've begun getting into a lot of other things. So these are my gold my gold mining companies and the dividends that I had received from them. And then this down here, I have a high interest savings account. Doesn't have a lot of money in it. It's under $1,000, but I'm starting to track what is the interest that I get off of it so I can see it grow as my account also grows. And then we have my dividends by quarter. Look at, oh, excuse me. That shouldn't say the 16th. That should say the 22nd. I apologize. I do a lot of copying and pasting on these, so I'm sorry about that. But this is for the 24th. And as you can see, it was growing a little bit. This includes that September. So when we look back here, all of those extra ones I got in September, that's included in here, which is why it increased. But it was roughly $2.75 and a month. And that's not what I want. My goal is to be able to live off my dividends monthly financially. So right now I'm sitting at $0 for the quarter, $0 for the month. That's not exciting. I originally had a goal of $10 a month. When I show you my track your dividends in a second, I'll show you that I've actually passed that goal once I start to get all my dividends. And I now have a goal of $20 a month. So really happy that my portfolio is beginning to grow. And although I'm not seeing the $20 or the $10 yet, I know that over the next, for certain, the quarter one of 2022, I will be seeing that. So now let's go over to trackyourdividends.com. This is a site that it's free. You can have a paid subscription of it. This is free for me, which means I get ads at the bottom. I just close out of them. And sometimes I'll get ads across the top, but it's just part of what I expect because I get the free version of this. So I'm just going to kind of go over this a little bit and how I use Track Your Dividends. If you'd like a video, a more in-depth video on how I use Track Your Dividends, I'd love to hear it in the comments below, and I'd be happy to give you a more depth view of it. So right now, I have approximately $2,200 in stocks. I'm down $13. So really, if everything was at zero, I would have just over $2,200 wrapped up in dividend-bearing stocks. I have a yield of 6.53%, and then a yield on cost, which is 6.49%. And remember, that's because some of the things I have are less. I'm down here. If this is all I do, I will be getting $143 every year, which divide by 12, I'm now at $12 roughly. I'm now at $12 a month. So like I said on that last slide, I know that my goal had been reached for 10, and now I'm upping it to 20. And then down here, it's just a quick screenshot of what my stocks are, how much of it I own, each one I own, and what I should be getting in dividend on yield. Future values, oh, we'll go talk upcoming dividends next. This is my favorite screen. I don't particularly like this chart here, just because it's very vague. It says upcoming dividend of 16, 11, 10. I get the bar graph, but I don't like it. This is what I like, the stock payout calendar. Now this doesn't tell me the date, but it tells me how much I should be getting. So remember I told you I have two stocks that I know I will be getting one full share of. One of those is BTG, and it sits just at the cusp. It's 404. I want to say it's up to $4 a share right now, minus my international taxes that I have to pay. I won't be getting one share, but that's okay. And then my other one is ORC. I have enough. It's trading at, I think, like $5 a share. So that's $6.50. I know I'll be getting more than one share. Everything else is well below that one share. Well below that one share. OXSQ, I'm currently building and growing, and it's for something a share right now. I'm only earning $1. So again, I've got some growth to go there, but that's why I like this. This one also puts little dots on the calendar and tells me when I should be getting dividends. See that 12 cents? That was my PSEC that I screwed myself on. And then I've got some coming up on the 27th and some coming up on the 29th. And then I can scroll down and find out exactly what it is going to be paying me. So on the 1st, I should have gotten PFLT and PNNT. On the 12th, I should have gotten AGNC. On the 15th, ACRE. On the 21st, there it is again, PSEC. On the 27th, I'll be getting my ORC. The 29th, I'll be getting GLAD. The 29th, I'll be getting OXSQ. And the 29th, I'll be getting NRZ. So this is a great view. This is what told me that I was getting dividends the 21st, and I knew I was going to get dividends the 21st, except I wasn't in by the X date. So I like this view because it gives me a total. So I'm going to get 950, 1143, and 1613. I like this view. The next view that I love as well is my future values. So I know that my 5-year growth rate is 2.36. If you've been watching for any time, that growth rate actually is going down, which means I'm not doing a good job. I would like to get that roughly 5% growth, meaning that my stocks should be growing at a 5% rate, not including the dividends. Just the stock itself is growing at about 5%. Dividend yield, we already saw that on the first one. I'm getting 6.53%. And then my starting annual income is $143. And the program automatically sets it up to be 10 years out. So in 10 years, if I do nothing else, I should be getting $394. I love this because I can come in and change that. So I'm looking short term. In 5 years, if I do nothing else, don't do any drip and don't do any additional purchasing, I should be getting $221. My goal in 5 years, honestly, is to have a house daddy, meaning that my husband doesn't have to go to work and his paycheck is replaced by this. That's the goal 5 years from now. That's not going to happen because that's not the goal that we can't live off $221 if he doesn't have an income. But the goal is to get a house daddy. And once I get a house daddy, we will see where all of this goes. But 5 years is the goal for him to be able to not have to go to work anymore. I come down to 25 years. And now I've watched it jump to $2,500, $2,500 a year. That's a year, not a month, a year. So still not where I'd want to be. That's roughly $2,000 a month, or $200 a month, just over $200 a month. But you know what? 25 years, it's not bad because it's going to continue to grow. And then it gives you a really nice chart, tells you your portfolio value, your income, and it goes along for each one of these. So I know that in 20 years that it should be at 1,500 annual income and about 15,000 value. So that's kind of nice. But what I really like is being able to play with this button. I've watched this go from, I think, 1,800, about $1,000, and now we're sitting at 25. So love it. And that's because I continue to keep growing my dividend portfolio. I am not done purchasing things. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for joining me today. If you haven't already, I'd love if you'd push the subscribe button down below. If you are a subscriber, again, thank you so much for coming back today. If you would like to get notifications when I post my next video, please hit that bell and thumbs up. Love it. And I would love to hear your comments on anything that I've talked about today. I can't thank you enough for spending your time with me today watching my Dividend Update 5. If you have any questions, please put them down below. If you'd like to see how I use Track Your Dividends, because I use it a little bit more than what we talked about today, please put a comment down below so that I know you're interested and that someone would like to learn more about Track Your Dividends. Have a great day, guys. Thanks.